Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Bix Weir, roadroo.com. Hey, I got a birthday present in the mail. Silver up over $30. Silver's so crazily undervalued right now, and I think this has to do with the rise above $30. Notice right here. See the flat line that's going on right here for a couple hours? That is a stalemate between the good guys and the bad guys. Bad guys saying, we're not going to allow it to go up higher. Good guys saying, you have no say in the matter. Or China saying, you have no say in the matter. Or India saying, you have no say in the matter. Very titanic forces are battling the bad guys. The criminal banking cabal, the U.S. government rigging operations from Janet Yellen, the Exchange Stabilization Fund, the Fed, the World Bank. Everybody's in on it, my friends. The only person not in on it is we the people. And that's a problem. So I am very happy about the price of silver going up over $30 again. I know it should be battling for $30,000 or $300,000. At the end of the day, when the derivative bubble blows, you're not going to see $1 million silver. What you're going to see is $1 silver. And the reason for that is that we're going to have to go back to a gold and silver standard. And that $1 silver will probably buy you like a nice car. I know, it gets complicated. But Bix, I thought you said silver's going to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. In U.S. dollar terms, it will. Here's the problem. When the derivative bubble fails, there'll be nothing left standing. Talk about hyper deflation. That's destruction of the currency. They might try to start it up by, printing another 10 quadrillion. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the plan to go back to a gold and silver standard, along with other things like cryptocurrencies, has been long in the making. For gold and silver, it's been over 100 years. The plan always from the very beginning was to go back to gold and silver when the Federal Reserve was created. The Fed was created not only to make the banks the all-powerful entities, but there was a problem. The problem was there was massive amounts of gold found in the Grand Canyon and all over the United States, all over the world, really. And that had to be dealt with. It would have been very disruptive to the world. So they decided to create the Federal Reserve to control that system. But ultimately, they knew that at the end of the day, we're going to go back to gold and silver as money. And, I think we're approaching the end of the day. As in, at the end of the day, we're coming to the end of the day, the end game. Everything is different now. You've heard it before. The whole world knows about what's going on with silver. The whole world knows that silver trading at, 60% of its all-time high from 1980 is insane. So silver will have dollar days, as Clif has seen, where it just be going up $1 a day, and then $2, and then $5, and then $10 a day, and nobody knows what's going on. Except you. And then when it blows by $50, it'll be like a knife through butter. And we're not going to have the slam down. Like in 1980, the slam down was the government coming in saying, oh, it's you, the Hunt brothers, trying to corner the market. Yeah, the Hunt brothers were in there, but they only had like 100 million ounces of physical and about 110 million of futures contracts. That was their mistake. They should have never gone to futures contracts because that's the game that the criminals control. So the government came in and said, okay, we're taking you out. We're going to change the COMEX trading. You can only sell your silver. You can't buy any silver. Bang, the price went from $50 down to $10 in a matter of months. And everybody got wiped out who bought into it thinking there was a free market in the United States of America, which there hasn't been since the invention of the early computer programs by Alan Greenspan, like 1960, I think 68, 69, and 70. That's the time frame when he invented, along with others, he invented the electronic banking system. Yes, Alan Greenspan, the same Alan Greenspan, the Fed chairman, bubbles, and all that stuff. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to roadroo.com. I got all the information there, all the documents, everything you need to know to understand how long this system has been rigged, how they rig it, why they rig it, and why it's coming to an end now. So hang on tight. Silver investors, you got to have it in your own possession, as I've been screaming for so long, and crypto investors for so long. FTX people learned the hard way. Silver held in third parties, you're going to learn the hard way. Silver mining companies, oh my God. It's not that they're not valuable, it's that they're too valuable. And they will all be nationalized, even in the United States. Remember, the moment the system crashes, the derivative bubble takes down everything. Your 401k, your checking account, your savings account, the entire gambit of what we constitute as our wealth these days will be destroyed by the derivative bubble. And that was always the plan for the bubble. Again, back to Greenspan in the late 1990s, when they said, well, we can't regulate derivatives. No, that's a free market, blah, blah, blah. And now it's $2 to $3 quadrillion. The derivative market goes, everything freezes, and all of a sudden, there's nothing left. And that's what you get for rehypothecation. That's what you get for a fractionally reserved system. Money is created at the banking level, not the Fed level, a little bit at the Fed level, not really Congress level, a little at the Congress level. It's at the banking level. Banks loan money into existence. When you buy your house, they don't have the $1 million that you had to buy your house. They have maybe 100,000 of that with the good banks. So they create 900,000 out of thin air. Poof. Welcome to fractional reserve banking. What a scam, right? Anyway, so yeah, we are at dollar days. Up, silver up $1.04 right before my birthday. My birthday is tomorrow, July 4th. And I'm turning 60. Holy crap, are you kidding me, Bix? Yep, 60. Looking forward to it. Not doing a party, not doing anything. Just going to go check out a parade. 4th of July parade and some fireworks. I haven't seen a real 4th of July parade or fireworks in a hell of a long time. Because I usually have a big party. Because we're party people here. Not this year. I didn't feel like it. So there you go. There you have it. But thank you guys for being Road-to-Ruta customers, for following me for so long. And we are at the end game. Just hang on to those assets that we've been talking about for so long. Your gold, your silver, your gold you should have already swapped for silver. If you love gold, swap all your gold for silver and then swap back when the ratio is like 3 to 1, 8 to 1, 1 to 8, 1 to 10. I think silver will be at some point more valuable than gold, much more valuable, because it's more useful. It's that simple. And I also know the hidden secret that not many people know. There's not 100 or 200,000 tons of silver, of gold, that have ever been mined in the world. That's just a lie. It's more like 2 million, 3 million. I don't know the true number, and nobody does, truthfully. Nobody should. How would you know? Everything's a guess. And when the people guessing are Metals Focus and the Silver Institute and Jeffrey Christian, you're not going to get real numbers. You never even get close to real numbers. So, yeah, I think the great awakening when it comes to silver and gold is happening very soon. And then you do want cryptos in your portfolio for the future. Obviously, Theta and Theta Fuel are my number one picks by far. By far. They'll do better than Bitcoin. They'll do better than probably everything. Now, the only potential crypto to do more would be Veritasium, if it's Clif's data is true, that they go to Reggie Middleton to fix the problem after the U.S. stock market crash. Reggie invented a software that could does facilitate peer-to-peer transactions. You don't need a broker and a dealer and all that. Peer-to-peer. I mean, I have a share of Apple stock, and I trade it for you who wants to buy Apple stock. You don't need a broker. You don't need a high-frequency trader between you and that transaction. And, yeah, that's what Reggie got the patent on, believe it or not. After the SEC took him out because it was too valuable, they ended up granting him 3 or 4 patents now in the U.S. and Japan. So, yeah, I mean, that would be the long shot. That would be the, million X type of move for Veritasium if Veritasium is implemented in all the exchanges of the world. That's a long shot. That's a lottery ticket. I've been screaming it for a lot of time. Reggie Middleton himself owns the patent. At least he's trying to hang on to it. They're going after him every which way they can. So, we really do wish Reggie the best and the Veritasium holders. The very people that Gary Gensler says Reggie Middleton abused and needs to be taken out from, the investors in Veritasium, are the people fighting for bringing Reggie back into the mix. and fighting for Reggie. You don't see that often in the high crime shows. When someone's a victim, they usually hate the people who victimize them, unless there's like Stockholm syndrome or something. But no, the Veritasium buyers, the original buyers, are like, "What are you doing, U.S. government? Get the hell out of the way!" And they're trying to assist Reggie any way they can. Anyway, but having said that, I would rather have silver during the collapse than anything else. Crypto's for the future. Absolutely. Everything is pointing to that. A lot of them won't make it. A lot of the DeFi won't make it because Reggie has the patent on DeFi. Unless they work with him. But anyway. During the transition, when the banks are closed, everybody's screaming, "What have you done? What have you done, Mr. Banker? JP Morgan needs to be pulled out of all their offices and shown for what they truly are, facilitators of one of the worst systems in human history." That's the pedo systems are just crazy. Everybody's involved. Jeffrey Epstein stuff that goes deep, deep, deep into JP Morgan. The only banker for Jeffrey Epstein in the final years. A lot of people think he was killed by the bankers. I don't think he was killed. Why would they? They didn't need to. They could just swap him out for somebody else, kill somebody else, and throw him in, and then do the Kinlay. He's off to Kinlay's Island, wherever that is. Bernie Madoff and all the people who, this person died and that person died, and they're not serving their time anymore. There's so much more going on behind the scenes. It's hard to tell what's real. Anyway, dollar days are here. Woo! Dollar days. This is the end game. Clif has something very big happening in 11 or 12 days, July 15th. Now, Jenny Moonstone and I did a reading on that, a blind reading, and she said it's a precursor for what happens later. That would be closer to it. Maybe silver goes over $15. Over $50 in the coming days, and all of a sudden, like on the 15th, it goes just darts over $50, and then people go, "What do we do? What do we do?" And then it comes down to September, where the ultimate collapse of the monetary system happens. I don't know. There's a lot of shit that's got to go down. I've been screaming this for a couple years now. And all this has to happen before the election, because the good guys, if they're going to put Trump back in, they want the collapse to happen before Trump gets in. The bad guys want to collapse everything and run away if they had their choice, but a lot of them don't have a choice. So both sides want to collapse the system. It's up to you to say, "Oh my God, I got to get my money out of the bank. I got to get some dried food. I got to get some water, some guns." All that stuff that preppers use and need will be needed very soon. All right? Not to scare you, but you should be scared. This is what's happening with the moving averages. It just keeps going up and up and up. The 200-day moving average is now $25.20. 100-day moving average, $27. The moving averages historically have been how the criminals rig the silver market. Can they do it again? Maybe. But we all know that India is a massive buyer under the moving averages. They are buying now, by the way. I just checked the IIBX, which is the fairly new Indian silver exchange. When the prices are high, like over $30, they rarely buy. And I think $30 is their buy point now. So when it gets pushed below 30, they buy a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And don't forget, India is the kind of place that will import a couple 100 million ounces of silver on the slams. So, they know. The criminals, the riggers, the U.S. government knows that India and China are going to buy up every single ounce of silver. And we did see inklings of the other thing being industrial demand. And it's not an inkling, it's a fact. Right here, PTG, division of SG America, is the largest taker of silver this month. I think they're the largest. You never know with JP Morgan, because JP Morgan's got more, but JP Morgan customers have been soaking up all the silver. That's got to do with the silver leasing agreements. It's just banks playing paper games. This is the real physical metal being delivered right here. And PTG, division of SG America, is a manufacturer of solar panels, of the new types of solar panels that use both sides, silver on both sides, The Silver Institute has been lying to everybody. Metals Focus has been lying to everybody about how much silver is being used in these solar panels, in the new, especially the new versions of solar. Really interesting article here. Improve economics of solar and wind boost value of renewable power to the U.S. We just heard, a couple months ago that the U.S. is out. We're out. We're being destroyed. The solar industry is being destroyed. Well, now you have cheap panels everywhere because of the massive overproduction that Metals Focus or Silver Institute won't tell you. You have massive overproduction, cheap panels, and the price of power energy is going up, which means solar's all of a sudden, the new darling child. Again, I mean, it's such bullshit that we have to go through every time we, somebody wants to say solar's dead. Somebody wants to say electric cars is dead. No, it's just noise. It's all bullshit. Look at the amount of electric cars sold every year. They're just massively more exciting. And the future is not in, it's not in, quote, fossil fuels. They aren't fossils, by the way. The future is electrical power, but there's many ways to create electrical power much better than wind power and solar power and fossil fuel power. It's just, there's so many ways to create electricity. I think the electric car industry will do very well when, for example, free electricity starts coming out, which we can do. Magnetic energy. There's a million different ways to create power for free. The thing is, it doesn't employ a lot of people. And that's, what are you going to do with all these people? AI is already coming in to take their jobs. Universal basic income will be instituted as a necessity. I think Theta will be part of that. As I think Dick Allgaier and Hitomi both saw Theta being used as universal basic income. How could that be, Bix? It's very easy. Theta Labs plans to download the Theta software on every Android device on the planet. Wait a minute. You mean I'll be having a phone with the Theta Edge node on my phone? Yeah. Yeah. You'll be sharing your broadband, sharing your hard drive, sharing your computing capacity with other people and earning T-Fuel. Voila, there you have your universal basic income. You don't have to do anything. Your phone's going to do it for you. Your flat screen TV is going to do it. Your smart TV. Your computer is going to do it for you. And there's your universal basic income. I don't think that's the major plan for UBI. I think there's other plans in the works. All right. So also wanted to note, look at the volumes of silver, almost nothing. The bankers want out. They just want out of their short position now. That's all, and they're not being given the chance to do that. If you look right in here, where is it? Right here, that flat line right there. That's a major fight between the good guys and bad guys. The bad guys being the silver riggers, U.S. government exchange stabilization fund, the trading floor in the basement of the U.S. Treasury. Yes, there is a trading floor, electronic trading floor in the basement of the U.S. Treasury. All this stuff is fighting, ultimately, a losing battle. You're losing. And the manufacturers, this was the first one, and I pointed this out yesterday. PTG division of SG America is a solar panel manufacturer. And look, they did a little bit here and there all year, but all of a sudden they've hit panic mode. That's 5.5 million ounces of physical silver taken off the COMEX, and why didn't they just do an exchange for physical if they're looking to move that silver into India? I think this is Japanese, maybe into Japan, the company. I don't know. Everybody else is doing it, as you can tell right here. Look, exchange for physical right here. 5.5 million ounces again. The EFP is when you take your COMEX contract, you send it over to London for physical delivery. From London, they take that and they'll dole it out as they see it needs to fill holes. It's where China gets most of their silver. It's probably where India gets most of their silver. These guys either couldn't get, SG America either couldn't get. It is SG America, not SG Japan. So that makes sense that they take delivery in the United States if they're making solar panels in the United States. No, it's not the most cost efficient, but at the same time, there's a lot of perks that the government gives you. I know, it's insane. But here's a really interesting thing. Tesla supercharger stations all around the country in the United States are being hit by thieves with every charging cable cut. Check out this video of these charging cables.
Cut all the Tesla charging cables. You would think that it's a protest or some symbol of activism, but it's not. It's the Bay Area. These things have a load of copper in them. So they're gonna recycle them and cash them in.
Get ready for a hell of a lot of that with solar panels, my friends. Silver goes to, let's just, nice round number, $1,000 an ounce. People will be ripping off people's solar panels on their roof. Like, people go on vacation, you got a solar panel on your roof. People go in there with a screwdriver, however you get that off the roof, and take it in to get recycled, because each panel has, I think it's about a half or a quarter of an ounce. All panels are different sizes. Probably you'll get 18 to 20 grams per watt is where we are right now on average. I know that the Silver Institute will say, no, Bix, it's 10 grams per watt. They're lying. They're criminals, if you ask me. So, yeah. Interesting that that's not a lot of copper in these Tesla things. They're going to have to lock the charging stations up. And don't forget, this is the Bay Area in California. California has some of the most lenient, one of the biggest solar industries. So I think the most charging stations are in California. But the government refuses to prosecute anybody for crimes. That's how they create chaos, which is what the Democrats thrive on. So, lots going on. Interesting article on Bitcoin. When will Bitcoin hit 100,000? Depends on Biden next move. Biden's done. He's not going to be the candidate. If we do have an election, I don't know who it will be. Someone's saying Kamala. Oh my God, are you kidding me? But Biden, at least right now, is not saying, I'm standing down. It would be chaos. And there are, for example, cities that, or states that I think they would have to change their election rules this late in the game. I don't know. Truthfully, it's all a show. I hope you know that. It's all a show. Someone had told me that the Biden-Trump debate was actually filmed in January. And that makes sense. I mean, it wasn't live. And it was put out because it's a show. It's a planned show. If you watch the Jenny Moonstone reading that we had, that's one of the things she said. Yeah, the debate will happen, but it's orchestrated. It's a show. And I was like, what are they trying to do? And her take from the cards. This is the tarot reader / psychic. Her take was that it was trying to show off the difference between what the deep state and the left is offering versus what the good guys and Trump are offering. And Trump did fine. I mean, he did. Is he full of bluster? Absolutely. Is he kind of comical? Absolutely. Is he strong? Absolutely. Do we want a strong president? It's the only thing we can't have. So you might not like him for his personality, but you should love him as a president. We need a strong president. The whole idea, there goes democracy. The Democrats seem to think we live in a democracy where 51% of the people get to vote to have the 49% do anything at their will. We don't. We live in a republic. It is the individual's rights over group rights, mob rights. And it should be obvious to everybody. So the end of democracy might not be a bad thing. The end of democracy, the introduction of the return of our republic. So the Democrats would love democracy. Then they can vote everybody off the island if they have 51% of the people. And they can take away everything you have. And that's what they want. They want the socialism. They want insanity. And they're just going crazy right now. And they got no candidate. None. It's like, oh my God, this is crazy. Anyway, so yeah, the article, check it out on Zero Hedge, talks about Standard Charter Jeffrey Kendrick predicts that Bitcoin will surge above 100,000 once Trump fires Gary Gensler. We get closer to the Trump election victory. We can rally really hard. This is also assuming that there's free market trading in cryptos, which we all know there is not. Same people rigging it, BlackRock using the ETFs, the U.S. government selling off Bitcoin that they confiscate. So they confiscate Bitcoin from people that they don't like, and then they go and sell it to suppress the price. It's been going on for a very long time. The head of the CFTC, I forgot the guy's name, came out and actually said that that's what they were doing. They had to crash the price of Bitcoin in 2017 because it was getting out of hand. Chris Giancarlo was his name. And yet, it was after he left the CFTC. He said that's what they did. He got together with, I think it was Obama at the time. Who was it? No, it was, it was Obama, I think. And they decided to crash it might have been Trump. I don't know. I don't remember what the year was that they said it, but that's what he said. He got together with the head of the Treasury, the president, the head of the CFTC, the head of the SEC. It's called the Working Group on Financial Markets, and said, "Okay, we're gonna slam down Bitcoin with all this crypto that we have confiscated." And they do the same thing today. Interesting. The Ethereum people are all excited about Ethereum ETFs. ETFs are forms of control. They're how they're keeping the Bitcoin price down. This is a derivative of Ethereum, a derivative of Bitcoin. ETFs are not good. Just ask the long-suffering silver people. When did that SLV, the ETF in silver, come? Everyone's like, "This is it. It's going to go crazy." And then they slam it. They just use it to slam. So that's what you have going on. Cryptos are being held down 60,000. I think by the end of the year, Bitcoin will probably hit 100,000. I think Theta and especially T-Fuel, I think the T-Fuel to Theta ratio is out of whack. Not as much as the silver gold ratio, but close. I think T-Fuel will be seen, at least I think it's 20 to 1 right now with Theta, the Theta T-Fuel ratio. I think a lot of reason why people hold Theta instead of T-Fuel is you get the when there's airdrops of new coins, new people coming into the system, you get those. It turns out that if you are mining or running an edge node, it's not mining, but running an edge node, especially with the boosters, is not only T-Fuel you're earning. You're earning Levita tokens and all these other tokens I'm like, what's going to happen when it hasn't fully ramped up yet? It's at like 58% utilization for the booster and all that. When it ramps up so that the Theta Fuel booster is earning more than the just Theta Fuel without the booster, I think you're going to see a lot of people saying, "Why am I holding Theta as opposed to Theta Fuel?" And then you'll see people trying to swap out Theta to get Theta Fuel for the booster, and I think we're going to see a narrowing of the Theta to Theta Fuel ratio, probably down 10 to 1. Below 10 to 1 you can make a case for it, depending on the use and viability of all these things that are happening with Theta. But again, Theta's for the future. They can make it go to zero with the click of a mouse. They can make anything go to zero with the click of a mouse. The exchanges are derivative contracts. Until you pull your cryptos out of the system, get them in your own possession, they're not yours. And they will be gone, as the people of FTX learned the hard way. Although they got their money back, they didn't get their crypto back. Yeah, because when did FTX crash? When Bitcoin was like 5,000. Now it's at 60,000. Of course they gave back their money, but they didn't earn their crypto. They should have been given everything. But that was not the plan of the SEC or the CFTC. It was to take down. It might have been a deep state takedown, because the deep state was highly involved with FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, Caroline Ellison, all part of the pedo cabal, the crypto pedo cabal. It's just bad. Anyway, on that note, we are currently giving away one Veritasium token on a paper wallet with every Private Road subscription. Go check it out. Lots of good Jenny Moonstone stuff lately. And we're going to keep going. That's all I got for you. I probably won't be checking in for a while. Do some birthday celebrations. 60 years old. Holy crap. And it's tomorrow, July 4th. Happy birthday to America. I will always fight for you. I will die for you. And probably might die in jail for speaking the truth, but who knows. I try to keep things a little above board. Not above board. Sanitized on YouTube. So if you want more dirt and grit, go to the private road at roadtoruta.com. And we are currently giving away one very token with every private road subscription. This is Bix. I'll talk to you.